Welcome, everybody. My name is Pedja Stoijic from People Power Health, and we're going to wait for just a couple of minutes for people to join us, and then we're going to get started. And Liz, I don't know if you want to, introduce yourself as well, and MJ.
Yeah, sure. Happy to do that. Hi, everyone. Liz Colway, who's community manager. I know many of you have seen myself and my colleague MJ before. We are going to be using this Zoom meeting format, so just a reminder to stay on mute. And we'll definitely have plenty of times for questions kind of throughout the presentation and at the end. So feel free to use the chat box. You can also raise your hand when we get to that section if you want to voice over your question as well. So we're excited that you're all joining us and really excited for the start of this course next week. So welcome, everyone. And yes, please do introduce yourself in the chat box as well.
Okay, perfect. And I guess MJ or Liz will mute you as we go in. Well, it's great to see everybody. While we're still waiting for people to join, I want to kick us off with a actually question that you can answer in the chat. How do you use storytelling in your professional life today? So if you have any examples or how you use it today, just share it with us in the chat, and then also share where you're coming from while we're waiting for a couple of more minutes for people to sign up. So how do you use storytelling today in your professional life? I know you're probably using it in your private life a lot, because we all do as human beings. So. And I see some familiar names as well. Hi, Anu.
Hi, greetings, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pedja, for giving me the opportunity to share my quick thoughts. My name is Anu Rotimi. I'm joining in from Abuja, Nigeria. And I'm able to tell you that I've used storytelling in my various engagements, and especially in activating actions, voices from the community in which I work with, not only in communities, even for policy, designs, and implementation. Storytelling has been able to inspire quite a lot of changes in the work around immunization, in people taking up, in addressing immunization hesitancy, in actually introducing new vaccines, and even in advocating for increased funding for immunization at national and subnational level. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Anu. That's such a great way to kick us off. I invite other people to submit in the chat how they're using storytelling. But as you probably know, the reason why you sign up for this quick orientation is because you're interested in a storytelling for change course that we are going to provide in the next couple of weeks, actually, like within a month and a little more. I'm super excited about it, but I want to kick us off by telling you a little bit about the background of this whole process and how we created this course, and what are the major principles that are grounded in this program that you will experience if you join us in the next month and a half. So basically, the storytelling and the way we use and think about storytelling is not just as a practice of sharing, information with people, but as a leadership practice, as something that you will use to enable other people to join you in action, like something that will be used to help other people make decisions, change their behavior, or really join people in action. So it's grounded in this idea that leadership is not being in a position of authority, but that leadership is accepting responsibility to enable other people to achieve shared purpose when times are uncertain. And basically that's where we're starting, that with the definition of leadership, and you will see that in a course as well. But the reason why we are doing that and why we are focused on storytelling, there are two ways people understand the world. One is through what we call strategy or head. Basically, we tend to try to understand and ask the question, how is the world working? What is the logic behind it? what are the kind of like, how can we do analysis of certain problems, issues, or things that are in front of us. So that's the head piece. But we also understand the world through the heart piece, like through emotions, through how things actually, why things matter to us, like what are the things that are important, what are our values, what is the motivation around things. And this is where it gets interesting, because like in professional settings, mostly we are focused on the head, on the how. Most of the time we're trying to explain the logic behind things. If you think about the whole genre of science and medicine, it's all about evidence and understanding the logic, which is important. But there is a missing piece, and the missing piece, especially if you're trying to move people into action, which many of you do, especially nowadays when you're trying to motivate people to get vaccinated or to maintain vaccination programs. It doesn't really matter, but like you're trying to move people into a change of behavior or an action. You need both sides of the spectrums to do that. So we need the logic. People need to understand how, but they also need to understand why. And this is where the storytelling is really, really important, is because as human beings, the way we understand the why and emotions is through stories. We do that with our kids. That's why we tell like 70% of the time that parents spend with their kids is telling stories. And it's not because we want to give them facts or anything, but we want to give them an emotional understanding of how they're going to deal with the world. So that's why the narrative piece, the storytelling piece, is equally important for action as the strategy piece, the head part. So this particular course is not focused on strategy. You will not hear how what is the logic behind certain facts or whatnot. You can get that in other places. This one is focused on how do you tell the story, a compelling story that can help you motivate people to join you in action. And then there's a particular practice that we use called the public narrative that has three components, like three elements of the story. The first one is the story of self. You will learn how to share about why you are motivated to do this work, what motivates you. Then the story of us, which will tell the story about your community and the people that you are working with or trying to motivate. And then there's a story of now, which is there to create urgency and push people into action. So those are the three elements. And throughout the program, you will see how one step at a time, we will teach you, you will have a chance to learn how to do those three elements. And then finally, you will have a chance to combine all the three elements together. So this whole framework, the public narrative framework, was developed by Professor Marshall Gantz, who was a community organizer for more than 30 years. Now he's teaching at Harvard Kennedy School, but he worked with Farm Workers Union for more than 30 years in California, doing the work with the people, and the framework itself comes out of his practice of actually organizing and activating communities to do some actions together. But since I can tell you a lot about the process and whatnot, I don't want to spend too much time doing that. I want to show you actually, and I invite MJ to share a little video from a participant who participated in the program before. His name is Musa Joshua Aboy, and you can hear from him why this storytelling was important. How did he learn to do it? And what effect did it have on him? So MJ, if we can share a video from Musa starting at 3:30, so we can just basically hear from him why this was important.
Great. And Pedja, just notify me when you need me to stop the video.
Yeah, perfect.
These are people that are very familiar with the process of fighting hesitancy because they have been involved in the immunization activities. And because they are familiar with that, I was confused. What really can I do to have these people immunized, or what can I tell them to convince them actually that the immunization is necessary for them? So the only thing that came to my mind at the point was the storytelling. The storytelling has three components. You start with the story of self, which you talk about your own challenge that you had in life, the choice that you made when you had that challenge, and the outcome. The outcome actually could be the reason why you are where you are. So you must have your own story. As a health worker, fighting vaccine hesitancy as your own work, what really brought you to where you are? What really brought you to that position that you are talking to them about? So now the story of us is all about the people. You have to talk to them about the challenges, the values in that society, the experiences that they once had together. In my own case, I had to remind them about their experiencing polio in Nigeria. And I had to remind them about early stage of COVID-19, where we lost our colleagues, we lost doctors, and we lost other health practitioners in the field. They were their friends, they were their family members, they were their colleagues. You have to remind them of what those people passed through and how it ended for them. That is the experience we share together. The story of us is about doing something collectively, passing through an experience collectively, and having the hope to pass through this particular experience together. It's you evoking something positive inside them for them to stand for themselves and do something for themselves and for their own community, which is to stand against vaccine hesitancy, to get immunized, and to tell other people to be immunized because of the danger of the virus. So just like the early stage of coronavirus that came and took away people that we love, we have to stand together, just like the polio virus that came, the measles, the outbreaks that we once had that took away our children, that took away our relatives. Then the story of now, you have to emphasize the urgency for us to take action against this particular thing. Now that people are rejecting to take this vaccine, now we need to come together and do something about it, because if we don't, there are consequences. If we refuse to allow ourselves to be immunized, what will happen? You don't tell them stories to threaten them, no. You tell them story to make them realize what they are supposed to do, the duty that they have to themselves and to the community. So the storytelling is you knowing your people. It's not all about telling them a story. No, it's all about you telling them a strategy. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? You have to tell them what you stand for as a community. You have to express those feelings. They have to feel it. That feeling of solidarity should be part of it. Then you have to have a clear act for commitment. And it has to be something that you want to do now. And that's the urgency. Who is ready to start doing this thing? Now, we have to do it now. They have to show that sign of commitment by either standing up, raising their hand, or agreeing with you that, okay, we are going to do this.
Yeah, thank you, MJ. Well, I hope it gave you a quick preview. Of course, there are much more details about how do you do it, but this was just the experience that, and I invite you to as well. Like MJ will put this link in the video, so I hope you will have a chance to watch the full video. There's a little bit about when he talks about his experience of actually doing it and how and when he was able to use it. But I want to kick us off and move us in a different direction to explain the actual process. So in the course, as you will learn any skill, like when you're trying to learn any skill, including storytelling or any leadership skill, you don't learn it by watching a video. Like, for example, if I ask you how do you learn how to ride a bike, you don't learn it by watching a video on bicycology or reading a book on bikes. You will have to learn it by getting on a bike and trying things on. That's the only way to learn how to ride a bike. It's the same thing for storytelling. There's no videos or things that we can show you or tell you unless you try it yourself. And the whole course is designed in a way that will provide some scaffolding, some training wheels for you to support you in trying things on. But if you don't try them on, there are certain assignments in the course, you should not expect that you will gain value from this. All the participants that actually benefited from using this were the people who were ready to try it on, to put something, to share, get the feedback, and then move on throughout the program. So just expect this to be an experience where you have to do things. It's not just you will watch a video or test something. But in order to make your life easier, in many ways, we use the AdApp platform, which is not a platform that People Power Health has created or anything. It's a platform that is in public domain. Maybe some of you have used it in other spaces or in other training programs, but we use it to create this course because it is really accessible. It is something that you can do on your mobile phone, like you can do the training on your mobile phone. Usually you can download the apps, and we're going to make sure that all the videos and everything is downloadable. So basically you can download it on your phone and do it at your own time, at your own pace, depending on when you have the access to the internet. But it also, like, there is a structure to the program as well. We are going to release certain lessons or modules throughout the next 5 weeks. So as you progress through the program, there will be a week 1 that will be about storytelling as a leadership practice. Then you have a week 2, story of self. Week 3, story of us. Week 4, story of now. And then final week, putting it all together. And you will see in each of those weeks, except the first one, you will have an assignment to submit. And that is basically sharing, as I said, like, you don't learn how to ride a bike by reading about bicycology. You learn it about trying to do it. Same with storytelling. You will have the assignments, and the assignments are there to get you on a bike, allow you to try things on, and then get some feedback from us on how to improve it. So there are basically 3 elements in the training. There's micro-learning. You will do that on your platform. There is assignments that are a critical part of the program. And just to tell you, like, the people who committed to this course last time, those who submitted the first assignment. So the first one is the story of self. So those who submitted this first assignment were the one who also finished the course. So we had, once you submit the first assignment, chances of you finishing the whole program are 100%, because basically whoever submit the first assignment is usually going to finish the course throughout the end. If you get stumbled there, reach out, try to get some help from your peers on the Telegram group. Once you submit that first assignment, as I said, the chances are you will finish the whole program, and then you will actually benefit from the whole experience. We will provide some coaching and feedback, and you will see that works in the app. You will get some feedback in the app, but there's also a Telegram group that is self-organized, where as you would see, you can support each other. And there were a lot of that happening last time we did it. People were supporting each other, giving instructions how to do certain things. All of those questions that you might have, you can ask them in the Telegram group. We will also be part of the Telegram group, so there's also an opportunity for us to answer any technical questions or any issues that you might have throughout this experience. So finally, I want to share a little bit how it's going to look like, and this is me testing this out. So I don't know if it's going to work, but once you registered on the AdApp, you will be let me see. So you will be able to see this. This is basically on my phone. All the participants who are registered are required to go through the Welcome Boost Network members lessons. So this is mandatory. You have to do it before September 13, before Monday. And once you finish this, you will be able to access the course starting next Monday, starting September 13. Then after that, it all depends on you. How fast you want to go through the program? It's up to you. You can finish, theoretically, you can finish everything in 1 week. It's going to be hard, but I don't, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to do it. But theoretically, you could do it in a week. We suggest that you take the pace, so you do it over the course of 5 weeks. But if you're in the app, I invite you to go, let's say, to start the lesson here, go through the lesson. This introduction will give you a chance to look at the app, learn how the things are done. And most importantly, there's one thing that I want to show you here. There is a survey that is actually important for your registration. If you go to the expectation and certification, there is a moment in the app where it will take you to a survey that you have to fulfill. Once you fulfill that survey, basically you will be fully registered and you will have access to everything in the app and in the Telegram group starting next Monday. So I will stop here and open for any questions. I don't know, MJ and Liz, are there any questions in the chat? Happy to answer them and happy to answer any questions that people might have about all of this.
No questions yet, but again, feel free to enter your question in the chat, or you can also raise your hand as well.
If you have a question, now it's the time to ask it. If not, that is also fine. You can always do that in the Telegram group, which if you haven't joined yet, feel free to join. Yeah.
And I'll also just note that we put a few links in the chat as well. So the link to the Ed app, you can also download it in Google Store or Apple Store on your mobile device. We have our Storytelling for Change Telegram group, which is separate from the main Boost community chat and is just for folks that are joining us for this course. And then if you have any other kind of specific questions, you can share them with us at info@boostcommunity.org. It looks like we have a raised hand from Ibrahim.
Yeah,
if you wanted to
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It depends where you are. My question is, after you have finished the registration, is there any other thing that you need to do before you could access like this Telegram that you're talking about and other things before you become a member?
Yeah. The only thing that I've shared is you need to fill in the survey that is in the program itself. So if you go through the Welcome Boost Network members, like on the Ed app, that will take you to the survey. If you submitted that, then you're good to go. And starting Monday, you will have access to the course, and you can start doing the course.
Fine. I've done the survey. I've completed that already.
That's perfect. Then you're ready to go. So on Monday morning, Eastern time in United States, we will release the course, and you will be able to start it.
Great.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Any other questions or reactions or comments? We have a few minutes left for this session. So yeah. Okay, I guess it's Ginyu. If I butchered your name, I'm sorry. So go ahead, feel free to ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to ask that after signing up or installing the Ed app on your phone, on your whatever device, there are instructions already to be followed. Is it okay if you begin, or are we to wait for a specific time? Because I saw it and there was already something about the platform and I went through, I was given 1 star, and then they were talking about certification and all of that. Is it okay to begin, or we have to still wait for further instructions?
Yeah, no. It's absolutely okay. That's exactly. Once you log in, you can do that. You actually are supposed to do that. Welcome to the Boost Network. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah, you go through that. Once you finish that, you will have nothing else to do. So you will, until Monday, and then on Monday it's released when the course is released on Monday. That's our official day because we're still waiting for some people to register. So far, we have about I think almost 70 people register. So once you see it on your app on Monday, you can just continue doing it. There are no reason for you to wait. And there will be, as we said, like this is self-paced course, so you do it at the speed that you can accommodate, depending on the work that you have and other obligations that you might have in life as well. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And maybe just to address some questions or in the chat. So all the materials will be released at once. As Pedja noted, you can go through at your own pace. So either within the 5 weeks, or if you wanted to do it sooner, you're also welcome to do that. There are points in time throughout the way that you'll have to submit assignments. So once you get feedback from Pedja and his team, you'll be able to proceed on to the next section. And then the question around if there's any activity before Monday, we welcome you to join the Boost Telegram chat and introduce yourself. I'll also note that we have some alumni from the first course that we hosted back in January that are still on the channel. So they'll kind of be serving in kind of a mentorship capacity role there. And I'm sure they could also answer any questions or share their experience as well on that channel.
Yeah, there's a question about, to receive a certificate. Yeah, so there's no specific grade, but you have to submit all the assignments and get, we will have like pass fail, response. So basically, if your assignments are good, you will get the passed mark, and that means that you are earning the certificate. And then also there are certain number of stars that you will collect throughout the program. Most of the people collect all the stars that are available. So pay attention to that as well, because there are certain questions where you answer them, you will get a star, and then at the end of the program, you will have enough for certification. But as I said, like last time when we did it, most of the people actually successfully collected all the stars needed for certification. But there is no specific grade. It's pass fail for all the assignments, and you will also see all of that in the app. That's great. Well, we are at time. Liz, I don't know if you have anything else, but if people don't have any other questions, we can close this, and then really looking forward to hear your stories and read them and comment on them throughout the next month and a half, and for all of you to have a great experience in all of this.
Thanks so much, Pedja. And I think the last thing I'll note is that
thank you, Dr. Pedja.
I'll just also note that we have recorded today's session. So if you jumped out a little bit late, you can find the recording, and we can also, I think, probably include the presentation as well. So we'll be sure to share that with everyone who registered for today's session. So looking forward to reading some of your stories. Like I said, feel free to reach out to us on all the channels that we noted, and looking forward to the course starting next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.